Let me introduce myself. Um, I have 12 years of experience into IT, currently working as architect in ServiceNow space. My expertise is around application development and project management within the ServiceNow scope, as well as service portal development. And when I say application development, it could be in different modules, be it ITSM, HRSD, or CSM, but mainly knowing the product capabilities of ServiceNow will help you to work on any other given module within the ServiceNow. So that's about briefly about me. But next thing is, what is ServiceNow? We are all we, mostly you have some idea about ServiceNow, but if you ask me what is ServiceNow, ServiceNow is a cloud platform which is primarily introduced way back in 2010s for an ITSM capability. When I say ITSM capability, it is IT service management, mainly for incident, product, incident problem, change, and the configuration items. But over the years, ServiceNow is evolved. So over the years, ServiceNow is evolved into different modules, be it an ITSM, HRSD, CSM, and there are plenty of other modules within the ServiceNow. Right now, ServiceNow also been introduced with the Xanadu release, bit of AI capabilities as well. Okay. But as I said, who should do this training? Anyone who is having the IT background experiences, they can perfectly fit into this training. And our training would be in a way where we are trying to understand the capabilities of the product. Capabilities of the product, it includes both administration as well as the application development. Administration and application development. We will be covering both of this. If you go to the some other trainings wherein they only cover an administration, they don't cover a bit of development, but our interest is to give you more scope on application development. Is that clear for both of you what we are discussing here?
Yes,
Yeah. So when we discuss bit more into the ServiceNow is a SaaS application. SaaS is nothing but a software as a service. So what do you mean by SaaS is it is hosted somewhere around the cloud, and you will be accessing that application through an web URL locally to yourself. That's a SaaS application. And the benefits of this application is when you are working on other applications, you need to look after the maintenance of the service now. But right now, ServiceNow application maintenance as part of the hardware or around the performance, it will be taken care mostly by the vendor itself, ServiceNow vendor. Our job is to customize or create new capabilities within the ServiceNow application. So you can think yourself from the day one as a ServiceNow application developers, not as an administrators. There is no point here being an administration in ServiceNow. Administration in ServiceNow is been positions for the administration is no more available. It's all about ServiceNow application developers. So, and also you should keep in mind when you're trying to learn anything new, we should also keep in mind what is the future for any of the technical path we have chosen. You're all interested in service now, but my responsibility is to give you how could the future will be spanning out for the service now. So if you look at any application or any product to grow or to evolve, they should develop the new features and offer to its clients' needs. So for that, they have to keep releasing the new products. That's a one minimum, bare minimum thing. But if you look at ServiceNow, ServiceNow releases two new versions of the ServiceNow for every year. So if you look at year 2024, you can you can see two versions of the product being released. Right now we are in Xanadu. Previously we are in Washington. Previous year we are in Utah. Previous year we are in Vancouver. So such every year ServiceNow releases two versions. Why it is doing two versions? Because it's keep evolving its products, its stacks, its offerings to the needs of the end user customers. With that, it will not be any product who will be faded away any near future. They keep evolving every year, and as a developer, our job is to keep up with the latest features and latest offerings of the service now, right? And the best advantage of the service now here is they are a single product. So you don't have to use different URLs, different products. You don't have to integrate within the service now different products together. I have an experience of working on CA Service Desk Manager in 2010s. So same capabilities, they have released 4 to 5 products. CA Service Desk Manager, CA Process Automation, something like that. You need to integrate every product with the other application. That is a very cumbersome because same vendor, but they release different products as a different products. But ServiceNow is not like that. It offers all its products under one umbrella. So the integration is always there between these two different modules. You will be having a question. For example, Krishna is working on ITSM and some other was working on HRSD. Is two different applications? No, it is under one application, but the different modules. So these two will always an integrated application. Okay. Then the development at the ServiceNow space is very fast. What I mean by very fast here is, so as it is a cloud application, once you have developed your code in dev instance, it is very easy to promote and test to the higher instances of the stack. Since you are already worked in different organizations, for every application there will be a stack from lower environment to higher environment, be it a dev, test, stage, and prod. This is a minimum stack, and ServiceNow also follows the same stack. So developers like us work on a dev instance, and we will promote our code it to where testers will be involved in testing and test. From there, we will push to stage where businesses will be involved to validate those changes, and once they're confirmed, we will push to the production. So this all these integrations or code movement will be happening through a button click, through a button click. And one more thing that we have to understand here is development at the ServiceNow side here is it is not very complex unlike other standalone applications like Java or .NET. Why I am saying it? Since we are developing this inside a ServiceNow application, it is already having a lot of code is already been available for us. That means that lot of inbuilt methods. I'm making sense when I'm saying the inbuilt methods, right? There is an already a code base, already libraries within the service now for a predefined work. When there's similar type of work that you are doing it, you don't have to rewrite everything by your own. You just have to copy or you just have to make a call to that particular method. That's why even very big complex requirements can be achieved very easily in the service now. Is that giving you context of your roles and responsibility going while we are working? What I mean by speed of development?
So we'll have only the customized methods.
We already have a predefined methods which
Okay.
is developed by service now.
Okay.
You just need to know how to use them in your code base while you're developing it. This is how this stack will be, how the progression of the stack will be. So I would say, um, I would recommend both of you to target the ServiceNow developer to start with. You could be fit into ServiceNow application developer. Slowly, we can take you to the ServiceNow architect side of things. What will be the roles and responsibilities of the ServiceNow? But anywhere between 4 to 10 years, or anything 4 to 12 years. This is not your overall experience. Overall experience. This is purely ServiceNow experience relative to the ServiceNow. You might be confused saying that, okay, I have a 10 plus years experience. Do I need to be a ServiceNow manager? No, this is not your overall experience. This is about your specific experience to the ServiceNow, a relevant experience to the ServiceNow. What I would recommend here for anyone who joining this course here is, we are not going to teach you or stop you here as a ServiceNow administrator. As I said, we will be taking further ahead, and our main focus or intention is here is to discuss the ServiceNow developer capabilities. Okay, and you should also see yourself as a developer, not as an administrator. We will be having a certifications, ServiceNow System Administrator certification and Application Developer certification. I would recommend both all of you to target these certifications. It will give you an addition advantage to your profiles. Then how we can access the service now? There will be web URL where we can access the service now from the web. You don't need any special tools or any special IDE, something like um, Visual Studio or something like any other application. You don't need it. Every development, everything will be happening on the browser level on the application windows. You don't need any additional tools to develop this ServiceNow application. That's very um, easy for us to maintain or develop these applications within the ServiceNow. And the technology is used. This is the technology is being used inside the ServiceNow. What I mean is the core of the ServiceNow, the engines of the ServiceNow. Is this something that we have to know it? No, you don't have to know this, but it's good to understand this. There will be a Java at the backend being used. There will be an Apache Tomcat which will be used between the backend and the front end as an web server. Then you have a Mozilla Rhino, which is an engine which takes our commands and convert them into the Java. You might all have some question. In what language we will be writing our code in ServiceNow? Do you have any information on this, both of
No,
you?
Venkat. No, Venkat.
Okay. So we
No
will
idea.
we will be writing in pure JavaScript, the plain
Oh,
JavaScript. Okay, pure JavaScript. Even it is not ECMAScript 6, it is a pure JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript. But at the backend engine of the service now, it is running in Java platform. So you are writing your script in JavaScript, but a backend engine is Java. How this both are compiled together? That's where you have a Mozilla Rhino engine.
mhm,
Mozilla Rhino engine, which it will convert your JavaScript code into Java understandable library.
mhm,
Okay, this is a converter where it takes the JavaScript and converts that code base and the compiles that into a JavaScript. It takes the JavaScript and compiles to the Java. So that's where you don't need any .NET or Java. It is good to have, even if you have an understanding about objects, arrays, and the core components or core basics of the programming, but you are not going to do that in a Java or .NET. You are going to work on plain JavaScript. Okay. This is something where your libraries, every library in JavaScript, when the backend engine is trying to understand, it takes that library, converts that into Java Unicodes, and it executes that. and the Apache Tomcat. Apache Tomcat is a web server with the Rhina, Mozilla Rhina. If you know that, this isn't a freeware. Out of all, these are all freewares. There is no one licensed yet. Java is free, MySQL is free, Apache is free, Mozilla Rhino also is free. It's
Mhm.
from the Mozilla web browser who are the inventors for this. So the ServiceNow stack been developed on all open sources. That's why it's very flexible in terms of developing it. If you are building something on .NET, you your flexibility is limited over there because you cannot you cannot go out of .NET. But here, since it's all open sources, you can do whatever you want. You can also integrate Python to it. You can also integrate AI models to the service now. So that's where we have a lot of flexibility developing different solutions in ServiceNow.
Mhm.
Okay. Then these are all the ServiceNow versions, how this has been evolved over the years. So every year you could see two versions of ServiceNow being released. See, in 2020, you have a Orlando and Paris. In 2021, Quebec and Rome. Right now, we are in 2024. You have right now in a Xanadu. Xanadu is integrated with the AI capabilities. We will get to know more on it. This is how ServiceNow gives you predictions over the years. That's the futuristic releases. There will be right now we are in almost Q4 in 2024. Right now we are in a Xanadu, as I said, the latest version. We'll get more details on it. We'll discuss more on how the latest features are. But is there any questions on the expectations as of now, what we are going to see in next 30 to 40 days of our training, what we are going to expect from this training? And the next thing here is, let me go back and give you the course curriculum, what we are going to discuss here. So in our course content, we will cover the administration stuff. That will be taken 4 to 5 sessions with the administration stuff. Then we will be going into this development area where we will be discussing about client scripts, and we will be discussing about UI policies, server-side scripting, and server-side APIs. These are all the different pieces or different areas in ServiceNow development. You must have an understanding about all of these things to become a full complete developer in ServiceNow. This is a curriculum. I'll also share this with you, wherein we start from client scripts, we'll go to the schedule jobs, we go to the data sources, import sets, transform maps, we discuss about service catalog. See, administration is nothing but a base for your understanding. That's very, if you channelize that into level 1, level 2, level 3, administration is a level 1 where you understand about how people will be logging into the system, how people get the access to few modules, and how we are restricting the access to certain users who don't like to see other things. So these are all the basis of it. So
To keep it simple, administration is all about to have a look and feel of ServiceNow various interfaces and how things are controlled uh,
that-
with respect to access levels,
right,
all that stuff, right?
right. You made it very simple. So it's about providing access to users, maintaining those accesses, creating few records in ServiceNow, um, and something like on those lines. So while we are discussing this, we also touch base on all those topics as well. For
Correct.
example, you need to create a users while you're working on integrations, right? So how this course will be spanning out here is We will be taking you from initial 3 to 4 sessions on administration stuff. Post that, we will be taking you slowly, gradually over to the developer course of it. So our focus on administration is uh, till 4 to 5 sessions, where you will be having on a good grip on the administration topics. Then we are slightly moving towards the development stuff. That's why we are covering both this administration and developer, but developer sessions or developer items require most of our time, not the administration side of it. So our emphasis more on development side of it. Am I made it clear?
Perfect, Venkat. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So these are all the development application development, sub modules, I would say, or topics, and we can expect each developer to have a good grip on those topics. When you're talking about server-side API, server-side scripting, you must have all the required knowledge to crack an interviews, at least to work in real time. So we don't we don't miss any of these topics. We will cover with an examples and the use cases while we are working on application development in ServiceNow. And for example, service catalog is a different module. We will cover it. Workflows, flow designers. See, here you have a users and groups and security, then the notifications. Then we will go into the inbound integrations and outbound integration. This is purely on integrations module. So you have a scripting. If you look at if you want me to subcategorize this, you will be having a ServiceNow fundamentals, then you will be having a server side client scripting, then you will be having a server side scripting, then you will be having the service catalog, then you will be having the integration, and finally we will be discussing about best practices in coding and stuff. As I said, at the last couple of sessions, we will be working with you on creating your resumes and setting up your profiles and making sure you're having enough information for the interview preparation. That's where we will be spending our time in next 35 to 40 sessions of our training program. Okay, this is about the curriculum that we are going to offer it. But let's say how we are going to um, interact with the ServiceNow. There is an developer.servicenow.com website where any one of us with an email can request a ServiceNow instance. What I mean by ServiceNow instance is this is nothing but when you are really working on a project, how you're going to interact with the ServiceNow. Similar way, you have an option right now to interact with ServiceNow application. That is the most advantage with any other technologies to ServiceNow, wherein you will be getting a playground from day one without starting your job, and this will be same as your work setup. There will be no differences. Okay, I'm just requesting a new instance here. In a few seconds, it will be available for us. So from next day onwards, I'll also instructing you how to create this account within the ServiceNow developer program, and we will be spending most of our time in the ServiceNow developer instance on regular basis. Okay, I think we are on top of our schedule. I just want to show you how the interface of the ServiceNow here in few seconds. So this is how the instance of the ServiceNow is looks like for you guys. So this will be started with the dev instance with the dev 18, whichever the instance number that we are having, and post that it will be um, loaded like this. This is our ServiceNow platform. Okay, and you could see the master navigation options all here being available here. You can pin this from the left side of it, and this is all the options that are available or these modules that are available in ServiceNow. We will be using here to create a business roles. You will be typing business roles, and it gives you an options here to go to the business rules. And if you want to search something here for some user, you will be typing here in the global search. You can also um, set your profiles based on your preferences, the color and stuff like that. You can modify this look and feel of the service now. But those are all very simple ones. But this is how the ServiceNow platform look and feel will be. But going further, we will be working on day in day out on this developer instances. I will be coding here in my developer instance, and you will be doing the same thing in your developer instance, so that we will be continuing our development journey on day-to-day basis. You don't need any special tools here. You don't have to spend anything for getting these instances. It's cost-free instance, and you can play here for your ServiceNow application developer journey. With that, the demo been completed right now.